And welcome back. I'm Steve Hampton, and I'm going to take you through the workflow that I use when I go out to shoot a multicam video shoot for a band. At this point, just a little reiteration, we created these directories out here, and it's on our external drive in a folder called Demos. The band that we're working with is Red Dirt Road. The particular gig that we're going to work with is the 9925 gig. And under that we have Final Cut Pro Media that we created, the audio mix master, the raw footage, and the deliverables. So what we want to do is bring up Final Cut Pro. So the way that Final Cut Pro organizes its media and file structure is top level is called a library, the next below is called an event, and inside of an event are projects. So keeping this hierarchy in mind when you're working with Final Cut Pro is really helpful, and as we go along it'll make more sense to you. So let's create our library, our top level of the hierarchy for Final Cut Pro projects. What we want to do is remember the directory we created out there called Final Cut Media. We're going to use that right now to store our library. We want all the Final Cut Pro stuff in the same place so that we can access it so it's organized, neat and clean. We're going to go out here to the demos, Red Dirt Road. The way that I shoot bands, if I'm going to visit them multiple times to get songs that we maybe messed up in the first gig or the second gig, I will create a library for each of those gigs. It just makes things a lot more organized, easy to find, and that's what I found works best for me. Rather than having all of their gigs in a single library, it gets really messy really quick. What you get out of the box with a new library in Final Cut Pro is you get an event, which is the star icon, and you get the Smart Collection. Smart Collections is pretty neat. As you take in new content, Final Cut will organize it for you in these Smart Collections. So if I had a number of videos out here, I'd see all my videos, all my audio, all my stills, all my projects, etc. You can create your own smart collections, which we will do in this project, and it's a really neat thing, especially with compound clips, which we'll go over and take advantage of. We're going to take this first event and we're going to rename it. This is where we're going to store our video media. So we're going to rename this raw footage. Press this import button, and right now we're at the root of our external drive, so we're going to go into the demos directory, Red Dirt Road, the gig, and our raw footage. This was a HD shoot, all in 1080p, and with 1080p I find that 25% video size is preferable. If I were shooting 4K, I would definitely hit the 12.5% selection, because 4K video is 4 times the size of HD video. Selecting 12% on a 4K video will of course render a much better quality than it would if you were 12% on a HD video. And we'll import them. Okay.